Maulana Ilyas Rahmatullahi alayhi, he passed away in 1944. He died in 1944. Before his death, he wrote a letter to the principal of Darul Uloom Deoband, somewhere in 1940s. 44 he died. He wrote to the principal of Darul Uloom Deoband, HAJI Rahmatullahi alayhi. And that letter is printed in the letters of Maulana Ilyas Rahmatullah. His letters are printed. Makatib means letters. There is a book called Makatib, which was compiled by a great alim, rector of Nahdlatul Ulama, Sayyid Abul Hasan Ali Nadvi Rahmatullah. He compiled that book, and this happens to be the last letter of Maulana Ilyas, which I am going to tell you. This happens to be the last letter. In this letter he wrote to HAJI Rahmatullah alayhi that in future there has to be a Jamaat who should supervise and guide this work of tabligh. That letter is printed, it is there. So Maulana Ilyas wrote to HAJI Rahmatullah that in future this work is going to grow and this will reach all the countries of the world. So this cannot be left to be handled by anyone as he likes. There has to be a Jamaat who should supervise and control this work. What should happen, what should not happen, how should be done, how it should not be done. That is called supervising and controlling. So this was the wish and desire of Maulana Ilyas Rahmatullah. As the work grows, reaches all the countries of the world, there has to be a body, a set body, masyaikh, shura, who should control and guide this work. The three elders, as Maulana was mentioning, Maulana Ilyas, Maulana Yusuf, or Maulana Inamul Hasan, the three elders, they were always guided by a shura. They never took any decision individually. They always used to have, whenever I have not seen Maulana Ilyas, but I have seen Maulana Yusuf. I have heard him, I have stayed in his majalis. I have seen him. Whenever a matter was presented to Maulana Yusuf Rahmatullah alayhi, which was of importance, he would say that when we gather, we will make mashwara about it and decide. When we all gather, we will make mashwara about it and decide. And their gathering was at 3 places. So he used to say that some of our Shura brothers are in tribal. Some of our Shura brothers are in Saudi. Some of our Shura brothers are in Kakrai. So some of our Shura are in Kakrai, some of our Shura are in Saudi, some of our Shura are in Raivan. He meant to say that Sheikh Saeed Ahmad Khan Rahmatullah Alayh, he used to live in Madinatul Munawwara. So he was the Shura. So Maulana Yusuf used to refer to him that one of our Shura is in Medina. Some of our Shura are in Kakrail. Some of our Shura are in Raivan. When we all gather, we will decide about it. This was always the reply of Sheikh Yusuf Rahmatullah Alayh, which we have seen, we have heard. So he followed what was the desire of Maulana Ilyas. Then later, after Maulana Yusuf Rahmatullah Alayh, the period of Sheikh Inamul Hasan came, and Sheikh Inamul Hasan, he was so abided, he would abide himself with the mashwara. Once, Shaykh al-Hadith, Maulana Zakariya Rahmatullah Alayh, who has written the books of Fazail. Shaykh al-Hadith was the father-in-law of Maulana Yusuf and Maulana Inam both. One of his daughter was given to Maulana Yusuf, one of his daughter was given to Maulana Inam. And he was the father-in-law of both. And also, he was the teacher of both. Both Maulana Inam and Maulana Yusuf both had studied from Shaykh al-Hadith. And Shaykh al-Hadith was their teacher. And also his father-in-law. So one day when Maulana Inam al-Hasan, after becoming Hazratji, he went to Saharanpur. Usually he used to go. Shaykh al-Hadith asked him, I will tell you in Urdu, that is more tasty. He asked him, Moli enough, he used to call like this. It was like his son. Moli enough. What difference? तुम्हारे हजरत जी बनने से क्या फर्क हुआ? मौली नाम तुम्हारे हजरत जी बनने से क्या फर्क हुआ? Meaning, when a person comes on a higher status, higher position, it changes. That higher status and position changes him. And you got such a high position that you have become the Hazratji of all the tablighi people. What change it has brought in you? तुम्हारे Hazratji बनने से क्या फर्क हुआ? How beautiful the reply was. Maulana Inam Rahmatullah Alayh replied, he used to call him Hazrat. Because he was his teacher. Hazrat, before I used to decide on my own. Now, I don't decide. I put things in mashwara, and whatever the mashwara people decide, I follow that. Before, I used to decide. Now I don't decide. Whatever comes, I put it in mashwara, and whatever the mashwara decides, I follow that. He had brought himself so much to mashwara, and this is sunnat also. Once Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, in future masail will come, masail. And if we don't find the reply of those masail in Quran and in Hadith, if we don't find, if you find in Quran, finished. That is the last word. If we find in Hadith, that is the guidance, last word. If we come across certain masail which we don't find in Quran and which the answer to those masail we don't find in Hadith, then what should we do? Sayyidina Ali's words, he said that this work will continue until Qiyamah. This deen will continue until Qiyamah. Situations will change. Certain new things will come up. Problems will come up. So in all those situations, what should we do? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, if you don't find the reply in Quran and Hadith, then fuqaha, abidin को जमा करो. फुक़हा आबिदीन को जमा करो. वो जो तय करें वो करो. In such a situation, collect fuqaha. Fuqaha, those who have the understanding of deen, knowledge of deen. Faqih means the one who knows deen, who has understand, a scholar, who has the knowledge of deen. Faqih. And abid, the one who fears Allah. He has the fear of Allah. Fear of Allah is the basis of deen. So Rasulullah said that those who are faqih, who have the knowledge of deen, and those who also, they are fearful to Allah. You collect them, put the masala before them, and whatever they decide, do that. Don't follow any individual's opinion. This is written in Tarjuma of Quran of Shaykhul Hind, Maulana Mahmudul Hasan Rahmatullah Alayh, and the explanations by Maulana Sayyid Shabbir Ahmad Usmani are in the notes. In that Quran, in that explanation, it is written that एक्के दुक्के की राय पर अमल न करना. Don't act on any one individual's opinion. This is said by Rasulullah. Whenever your problem comes, collect fuqaha, those fuqaha who are abidin. They should have these two qualities. Put the problem before them, and whatever they all decide, follow that. Don't act on any one individual's advice. This is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's advice to Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu ta'ala. And during the time of Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala, only problems came. During the time of Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Umar, there was no problems. All the differences of opinion, all the problems came in the time of Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala. And he was the one who asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam what to do. Though he didn't know that it is going to happen with me in my time, this will be going to happen. But he asked that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave him the. So I told you the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I told you Maulana Ilyas Rahmatullah's letter. I returned to the principal of Darul Uloom Deoband. And I told you the amal, the practice of two elders. Because the first elder I didn't see. I said, Sayyid Maulana Yusuf, Maulana Inam. This was their practice, that they never decided anything on their own. They used to put things in mashwara. And whatever mashwara decided, they used to follow that. In the last period of Maulana Inam, Rahmatullahi alayhi, 95, he died. In 95 itself, some time before, 95, 93 he died.
95 died, 93 made the shura.
A few years before his death, he made a shura. That would be the shura in practice. But he said that now I have become weak. Health is also not good. I want this work to be taken over by a body. And I want to make that body. This was I am the witness for it. Because I was in that practice. These words were that I am weak, my health is not progressive, and work is growing. I alone cannot handle it. I cannot shoulder this responsibility. There should be a shura. So he made a shura of 10 elders. And that shura carried the work. After Hazratji's death, the same shura continued, guiding and supervising the work. Those in Nizamuddin, they were guiding the work of Nizamuddin. Those in Raivan were guiding the work of Raivan. Those in Tongi were guiding the work of Tongi. And when they gather, they would take up things related to internationally. The first journey after Hazratji's death, the shura undertook was Australia. After Hazratji's death. Now shura was the sole responsible body. So they undertook a journey of eastern part of the world. The journey started from Sri Lanka, Bangkok, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, then Australia. And the end was Fiji and New Zealand, they did not go. Fiji was the end. This was a journey of about 1 chilla. All the shura, they together and I happened to be with them as a khadim. So in that journey of one chilla, wherever they went, the surrounding countries gathered. This was something like a Eastern world. So when they went to Thailand, all the surrounding countries, Cambodia, Burma, these countries, they gathered there. In Malaysia, many countries, Vietnam, Taiwan, these countries gathered. In Philippines and Indonesia, Alhamdulillah, it was very good work. And ultimately, they came to Australia. There, it was their first journey. And the Ijtima was in Roti Hill. Roti Hill was in there? Ijtima was in Roti Hill. In that journey, sometimes Sheikh Mufti Zainul Abidin Rahmatullahi used to recite in the Mashwara. Sometimes it was not known at all who took the decision. They all could gather on one point, and that was taken as decision. This is how, with consensus, this work went on. Alhamdulillah, this went on for a few years. And then later, the elderly people, one after the other, they passed away from the world. The elderly people, whom the whole world respected and heard, those who worked with Maulana Ilyas Rahmatullah alayh and learned the work with Maulana in the company of Maulana Ilyas Rahmatullah alayh, those elderly people, one after the other, they left the world. Maulana Sayyid Ahmed Khan Rahmatullah alayh, Mufti Zainul Abidin Rahmatullah alayh, Maulana Umar Palanpuri. Maulana Umar Palanpuri was known as the speaker of tabligh. So they all, one by one after the other, they went away, departed from the world. Miyaji Mehrab Rahmatullah alayh, people would call him that every word he speaks, that word he heard from Maulana Ilyas and memorized him. What he speaks is not he speaking, it is Maulana Ilyas speaking. It is Maulana Ilyas' words. So these elders who learned this work from Maulana Ilyas, they passed away one after the other. After the passing away of these elders, see, my dear brothers, this is something which were sorrowful, but we have to say, because if we don't know, then we will not know why this differences. Gradually differences started because of a certain bayan, because of the certain bayans in which we drifted from the path laid by our elders. What was the path laid by our elders? The path laid by our elders was that From Maulana time of Ilyas Rahmatullah's time, the path laid for us was that whoever, whether he is alim, non-alim, whoever speaks, he will speak under the ambit of 6 points. It's clear. Have you heard this? Oh, no. The first lesson that was given to us in tabligh was when I first went in my chilla. My first chilla, Qari Badruddin Rahmatullah alayh was one of the Buzurg of the time of Maulana Ilyas. He was my Amir. The first lesson he taught me was that Buzurgan-e-Deen ne, this is my first lesson, Buzurgan-e-Deen ne Quran Hadith की रोशनी में चंद बातें बताई हैं, उन पर चलकर बाकी दीन पर चलने की इस्तेदाद पैदा होती है. The elders have explained a few points. By following those points, one gets the ability of following the rest of the deen. Once it was my bayan. Qari Badruddin used to teach us and he used to watch us, what we do. So it was that day my bayan and I said, बुजुर्गान-ए-दीन ने कुरान हदीस की रोशनी में 6 बातें बताई हैं जिन पर चलकर बाकी दीन पर चलने की इस्तेदाद पैदा होती है. So in the night he used to take class. He told me, you have not said what I taught you. I said, Qari Sahib, to my best of my ability, to the best of my memory, I tried to memorize your words and I repeated those. No, you made a mistake. And Qari Sahib, okay, please tell me what mistake I made. Inshallah, in future, I will try not to repeat it. He said, you see, I told you that बुजुर्गान-ए-दीन ने चंद बातें बताई हैं जिन पर चलकर बाकी दीन पर चलने की इस्तेदाद पैदा होती है, और तुमने बयान किया कि बुजुर्गान-ए-दीन ने 6 बातें बताई हैं. And we people from college, we don't immediately accept. We have the mentality of criticism. I said, Qari Sahib, those few points are 6 points only. Those few points are 6 points only. He said, you will not accept. You will not accept. I said, okay, Qari Sahib, tell me, I will agree. He said, no doubt, those few points are 6 points only. But if you say a few points, nobody will be confused. If you say 6 points, many will get confused that what is this new 6 points tabligh walas have invented. The Arkan-e-Deen are 5. Arkan-e-Deen are Kalima, Namaz, Roza, Hajj, Zakat. And why tabligh? What is this new thing tabligh walas have invented 6 points? People will get it confused. Why do you unnecessarily say something which will put people into confusion? If you say a few points, nobody will get confused. If you have 6 points, there is a room for people to object. This so much of care was taken in the work of Dawat that to remain in the ambit of 6 points. Not to talk about masail, not to give fatwa, Never in his life, Maulana Ilyas, Maulana Yusuf, Maulana Inam gave fatwa. Never. Not a single instance. Whenever a matter of fatwa come, they used to say, go to Maulana Kifayatullah in Delhi. He was called the Mufti Azam. Take fatwa from him. But my dear brothers, it's painful to say that one person drifted from it. He started telling things, whatever that comes to his mind. He started saying, no, 6 points is complete deen. 6 points is complete deen. Whereas from Maulana Ilyas Sahib's times we are learning, we are hearing that 6 points is a means of following the rest of deen. It gives the capacity and ability to follow the rest of deen. So many things every day we used to hear, which we never heard during the time of the 3 elders. And not even his own elders. We went to him, we spoke to him about 10 years, not 10 days. How much time?
10 years.
Years. Maulana Yaqub, rahmatullah, he passed away. He was his teacher. He was his teacher during when he was learning the books of Deen. And not only his teacher, his father Haru, Maulana Haru's teacher. Sheikh Harun's teacher. He used to go and tell, what did you say? Why did you say like this? Maulana Ibrahim Sahab, the most elderly man. Sometimes we all went together. We said that this is not proper, giving fatwa. He said, Maulana, he said, Musa alayhi salam went to Kohetul and the Qawm Bani Israel, they went to, what do you call it? Gumrah. They left the way. They became Gumrah. Why? Musa alayhi salam went. The reason Musa alayhi salam went. Baba, Nabi doesn't do anything on his own. He does on the command of Allah. He does what Allah commands him. Nothing he can do on his own. And you say that he went to Kohetul, leaving Bani Israel towards whom he was sent as Nabi. He left the people towards whom he was sent. And he went to Kohetul and they become Gumrah. Such things. So many 13 points. Deoband enumerated. And he wrote to him. Deoband wrote to him that if you continue on this, a group will become Gumrah. Firqaye Zallah. Deoband has written Firqaye Zallah. Zallah means those who left the path. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا غير المغضوب عليهم ولا ضالين. This is the fiqh ضالة. If you continue this way, this may become a fiqh ضالة. This is the fatwa of Deoband. This is Deoband's fatwa. Deoband wrote it. with 13 ulama's signature, not one mufti's signature. 13 big ulama of Deoband. With their signatures they wrote that if you continue your way, we feel our responsibility to point out these are mistakes. Otherwise, we are afraid that a firqa dhalla, ghayril maghdubi alayhim wala dhalin, dhalla, a firqa become a group will become dhalla. So then finally, in 2016 or 15, the whole world was gathered in Raivan, in the Raivan Ijtima. Normally whole world gathers, and this is before COVID. In the normal days, so the whole world gathered, and Haji Abdul Wahab was alive, and he was the responsible of the Ijtima, and the whole world, all the responsible brothers of the world, they demanded him that the Shura formed by Maulana Inamul Hasan all have passed away, and now you are alone remaining. You form a Shura. The whole world is here. Our responsible brothers are here. Take their opinion. Do as you comes to you. Take mashwara and then form a Shura. So Haji Abdul Wahab Sahab, he took almost 10 days from one Ijtima to another Ijtima. This point was raised in the first Ijtima. And you know, in Raivan there are at Nogi, both places, there used to be those two Ijtimas at that time. You know, two Ijtimas. So after one Ijtima, 1 week, half the country comes, and second week, one Ijtima, the other half comes. So between one Ijtima and the other Ijtima, there is a time of Sunday is Dua, then next Thursday Ijtima starts, and next Ijtima's Dua is Sunday. So the matter was taken up in first Ijtima, 10 days. Haji Abdul Wahab Sahab was talking to the responsible brothers of the world, making mashwara, and finally he formed a Shura. He formed a Shura. And as I told you, this is what Maulana Ilyas desired. And this is what the practice of the two elders, Sheikh Yusuf and Sheikh Inam was. And finally, Sheikh Inam had formed Shura. That Shura, one after the other, they passed away. And that Shura was completed by Sheikh Abdul Wahab. He didn't form a new Shura. The Shura was formed, but they passed away one after other. So he completed the vacancy of the Shura. Now, the demand is, see, people ask why is this differences, what we should do in these differences, and what could be everyone is worried. What would be the solution to unite them? 3 years before COVID, all the elders gathered in Raivan again, in the Ijtima. and this point came up that there is differences among the farm workers. The whole world is worried. Why not we unite? So the elders sat, they discussed, and they gave 3 points. That if 3 points are followed, then inshallah unity will come. What are the 3 points? Number 1, he should accept the Shura. Maulana Saad should accept Shura. He is also one of the members of Shura. He is not away from Shura. He is also a member of Shura. He should accept the Shura. Number 1. Point number 1. Point number 2. What all Deoband has criticized, that this should not happen, this should not happen, this should not happen. Deoband has criticized the points from your own bayanat. That this is wrong. Leave it. Don't talk about that. And repent from that. And tell the Deoband, convince them that in future we will not take up those things. First thing is accept Shura. Second thing is the Deoband, what all Deoband has commented. Don't speak about that. Why do you? We were not supposed to do that. Fatwa, there are Darul Ulooms, there are Muftis. It is not the work of tabligh walas to give fatwa. Who are you? Why do we give the fatwa? Nobody. Maulana Ilyas did not give fatwa. Maulana Yusuf did not give. Maulana Inam did not give. Whenever there is a point of fatwa came, they used to send to Mufti Kifayatullah Rahmatullah. And he is one of our Jamaat was working in Bangladesh. One, they gave a karguzari, that one rickshaw puller. Every day he used to read Quran after Fajr. Next day, 2-3 days the Jamaat was there, and they saw that he is not reading Quran, sitting simply. And after that, going away. They asked him, Baba, every day you used to read Quran. From 3-4 days we see that you are not reading Quran. What is the matter? He said, Maulana Saad has said in his bayan that without translation, reading Quran has no sawab. तर्जुमे के बगैर कुरान पढ़ना बेकार है. Hey, bhai, who are you to tell these things? Is this the way of tabligh? Are you above the question of everyone? That rickshaw puller, he stopped reciting Quran after Fajr, sits and goes. And when they asked him, why do you left the habit of reciting Quran after Fajr, he said, Maulana Saad ने फरमाया है कि बगैर तर्जुमे का कुरान पढ़ना बेकार है, useless. Reciting Quran without translation is useless. Arey Baba, in the hadith in Fazail of Quran we read, every word carries 10 rewards. Reciting Quran, every word carries 10 rewards. Whether you understand or you don't understand. Such things, if there is a camera, a phone with your pocket, phone with camera, then your salat will not be accepted. Such unnecessary confusions and fatwas. And one more, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Criticism on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What was the criticism? That when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam married Sayyidina Zainab radiyallahu ta'ala anha, in that nikah he did walima, and in the walima he served bread and meat, which was away from his practice of other nikahs. This is bad. So when he married Zainab radiyallahu ta'ala anha, in the walima he served bread and meat, which was not done in any of his previous nikahs. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam drifted from his practice. So musibat came. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's every act is sunnah. His every act is sunnah. He has made way simple for the ummah. He made it simple for the ummah. That if you want, you distribute khajur, dates, your walima can be that way also. And if Allah has given you capacity, and if you feed your friends with meat and bread, then that also is a sunnah. He made so things easy until the day of Qiyamah. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam laid the ways of life which could be followed until Qiyamah. And you say he drifted and therefore musibat came? So many, there are so many, I can tell you even more than hundreds. So our elders said that with all these wrongs, clear wrongs, we cannot be a support to this wrong. We can never be a support to this wrong. And they wrote a letter that since you are not following Shura, you are not following not only Shura, our own elders, who are your elders also. Not that our elders are different, your elders are different. Our elders, who are your elders also, you are not following their way. Therefore, we are leaving Nizamuddin. They wrote a letter to him, giving him all reasons, and left Nizamuddin. Alhamdulillah, if we were to be there for some more days, then like all those who were put into buses and taken to quarantine on the clamp of what is that? COVID. Lockdown. On the day of lockdown, on the clamp of lockdown, buses are brought, and 2,500 people who were in Nizamuddin, they were put into buses, taken to different destinations, made to stay there some even years. And all that before he took his family and ran away. He always used to say, Maulana Yusuf said that I will not leave Nizamuddin even if I die. And when the time came, before this happening, he took his family to some safe place. And others were taken in buses by the government. If we were to be there, we were also taken disgracefully disgracefully, you have taken before lockdown of 2000. So, my dear brothers, now Alhamdulillah, is a clear way. What we want? We want to follow the three elders. The method, the way, what all the three elders have said, we will follow that. We will follow the shura. As Rasulullah said, don't act on any individual's opinion. Fuqaha bidin ko jama karo, unke mashware se kaam karo. That is shura. And that is the advice of Rasulullah. And that is the Maulana Ilyas advice. And that is what the three elders followed. So I am just telling you because each worker should know what things are. You should not fall a prey to guesswork of people. This, I am an eyewitness, and what all happened, I have seen, I have heard, and I have explained you the facts. Now what we have to do? Nothing. Follow the elders' path. The elders, and follow the shura. Follow the shura. Now, Alhamdulillah, the whole world has come to the point to follow shura. And don't dispute with others. Somebody is doing something else, leave him. Somebody is doing something else, somebody wants to do something else. Don't dispute with him. If you want to understand, make him understand. If you want to argue, don't argue. If you want to understand, explain him. If you want to argue, because stubborn. He will never understand. So unnecessarily don't waste time on him. And those who want to understand, make them understand. And follow what elders have said. This is what I wanted to say. May Allah give hidayat and tawfiq to all.
Third point. Solution.
Solution, follow the shura, join. You are also a shura. Then accept what Deoband has objected. Ruju from that. And don't start new things unless shura agrees for it. If you want to start something new on your own, don't start it. Put it before shura. If the shura agrees, start. So these points, 3 points. Accept shura, accept Deoband's fatwa. And anything you want to do, keep it before shura. Before shura's concurrence, don't start. Alhamdulillah, we were very happy to see so many brothers, mashallah. Subhanallah. One of our city's old worker, he recently passed away. HAJI Ahmad Hussain. Recently he passed away. When he gave us the Karguzari of Australia, his Jamaat, when he came, there was only one masjid, which was an Islamic center, that is Lakamba. Islamic center is different. Islamic center is different.
No, sorry.
So he used to tell us, there is just one masjid. And even finding Muslims was difficult. And that Lakamba Masjid, Islamic center, would open for Jummah. And today, alhamdulillah, how many masjids in Sydney? One? Again, Karguzari, no?
150.
And such a big majwa, alhamdulillah. So, my dear brothers, take up this responsibility as your responsibility. This is a ni'mat, this is an amanat. Ni'mat, amanat, both. Ni'mat from Allah. Amanat from Allah. What is amanat? To safeguard it and take it in the same way as given to us by our elders. That is amanat. To the ummah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi.